Hello, Jacob Payton here. Welcome back. I know it's been a minute, but as you can see, I have kind of moved. I do actually have some pretty cool bookshelves behind me now. I am getting a little more professional with this and also getting my collection a little more organized. Today I'm going to be doing a book haul of basically everything I got during the week of Halloween. So this is my big Halloween book haul. Big not just because of books, but also some other stuff that I got that's pretty cool that I want to share with you guys. So first up, I have Quincy Morris, A Vampire. The Man Who Killed Dracula is Now a Vampire by P.N. Elrod. You know anything about the Dracula legend? Quincy Morris is the Texan who is the American that assists with killing Dracula. Another thing that I really like about this is written by P.N. Elrod, who has a vampire series that I've read a couple times myself. I've never read the entire series. They're pretty short books. I've showcased them on the channel before. They take place in, I want to say the 20s, but I could be wrong about that. Anyway, this is a guy that knows his way around writing classic vampires. So when I saw this, I knew this would be a lot of fun. And I didn't realize that Bane had put out a bunch of vampire books, because I also found another one. And this is Fred Saberhagen's Vlad Tepes. If you've watched the channel for a hot minute, you definitely know that I pick up Fred Saberhagen's Dracula books whenever I can. So this is really fun to see that Bane also put out one of his. And I like the cover art for both of these. I mean, they're illustrated. It's kind of like a throwback to what I think of, just vampire horror books. I don't know, I really enjoy it. I'm excited to read these. I think they're gonna be a lot of fun. You guys know how much I love vampires. This book haul is, I'm going to be honest, mostly vampires. Next up, I have the first 3 books in this Dampier series that I found. And this part vampire, part human perfect hunter, and that is Dampier by Barb and J.C. Hindi. It says a mix of Lord of the Rings and Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So of course, as soon as I saw that, I knew I had to dive in, that this was going to be something that I was really interested in. I will read the back of this one. Just because I think it's, a little informative on the series. And it says, Marjorie has earned a reputation as the most formidable vampire slayer in the land. Villagers far and wide welcome her with both awe and disdain, grateful to her for ridding their towns of the undead menace, but finding themselves made poorer for their salvation. Marjorie has always known she's dealing with simple folk who only wish to have their superstitions silenced, and she's never seen anything wrong with exploiting them for profit. Now tired of the game, Marjorie and her partner, the half-elf Lucille, are ready to hang up their weapons and settle down in a place they can finally call home. But their newfound peace will not last, for Marjorie has come to the attention of a trio of powerful and dangerous vampires who recognize her true identity and who fear the birthright that flows through her veins, and they will stop at nothing to keep Marjorie from fulfilling her destiny. So that sounds like a lot of fun. Also getting a little bit of Witcher vibes, which I love. I love a good Monster Hunter series. So I'm definitely excited to check that one out as well. And then next up are 2 books that I think are also part of a series. And this is Of Saints and Shadows and Of Masks and Martyrs by Christopher Golden. I like a lot of what Christopher Golden writes. I've read several of his Buffy tie-in novels that I really enjoyed. And I also reviewed one of his horror novels here on the channel. So I know that he writes really good horror and that he also writes vampire horror fiction in a way that I would like. I'm pretty sure these are out of order, and how I'm supposed to read them. But yeah, they look really fun. It says the epic vampire novel that redefines terror. Saints, highly virtuous people dedicated to holy pursuits like Father Merkin, a man devoted to the total elimination of a hidden race of beings. Shadows, creatures of the night who defy the mortal laws of life and death. Like Peter Octavian, a vampire on an epic crusade to save his people from mass destruction. The war between humans and vampires has begun, a worldwide battle that will separate the true saints from the sinners. That sounds a lot of fun. I like the whole idea of like a vampire-human war. We've definitely seen that in other things. I think there was a show not too long ago with the guy from Vampire Diaries. It was very short-lived on Netflix, but I think it was actually based on something else. I think it was literally called V-Wars, now that I'm thinking about it. But it kind of played in the same thing. And then I didn't just get books. I know this is a book haul, but I also got a bunch of comic books that I thought would be kind of fun to share as well. I know that not everybody that watches this channel is as into comics as I am. It is something that I'm recently getting back into, but I thought it would still be fun to kind of share them. So yeah, first thing I got is I picked up the first 5 Hallows' Eve books. Hallows' Eve is I do believe she's a Spider-Man villain. I'll be honest, I don't know a whole lot about her. I wasn't a massive Spider-Man reader. I read some Ultimate Spider-Man, but it's been a while. Then I got Hallows' Eve's Big Night. I just honestly love the covers. I love the whole like classic monster thing. I think her powers are neat. She basically puts on masks and gets the powers from different monsters. So every monster mask essentially gives her a different set of powers. It's a little like Ben 10 if you're familiar with that. And then, of course, once again, you know, you guys heard me talk about it. I love vampire stuff, and I love Blade. I mean, Blade is one of the things, the movie with Wesley Snipes is one of the things that got me into vampires. So I've been picking up the latest run of Blade, as well as reading, it's not in this because I didn't get it in October, but there's another series where Blade has basically set up a vampire city. So that's kind of fun. Then, of course, I got the new Army of Darkness Forever. This is a new series that I think just launched. It's Ash Williams returning to the Army of Darkness kind of storyline, which is fun. Not very horror-y, but definitely monsters. I've also been reading King Kong the Great War. If you're interested in that, it's World War I soldiers on the island of King Kong. I've also been, obviously, reading the new Conan line. Once again, not very horror-y. Well, I guess it is. There's zombies so far in this storyline. I highly recommend, if you like Conan and you've been on the fence about reading this, go check it out. I'm 4 issues in, and it is amazing. Yeah, speaking of vampires, I also picked up Blood Commandant because I saw a lot of places talking about this. This is also going to be kind of another vampire one, or at least the vibe that I'm getting. The art style is also really cool. Kind of open that. I do try not to like mess up my comics. I also picked up Creepshow. This is issue 2. I haven't read this one yet, but I've been hearing really good things. And I'll be honest, I've been kind of sleeping on this whole series. I did watch the AMC series not too long ago, and I can't believe that I missed out on that. I've also been reading Star Trek Strange New Worlds. I like the Strange New Worlds series, so when they released a new comic series based on it called The Scorpius Run, I went ahead and picked that up. I've also been reading Days of Blood, just because, once again, I'm a Star Trek fan, and I'm a big Klingon fan. Issue 3 of The Penguin. If you haven't read The Penguin yet, go ahead and check it out. It's really interesting. I like it a lot. And I think it's really redeeming on a character that kind of just gets made fun of a lot. Then I got the new issue of Dracula, or the first issue of Dracula. I haven't read this yet. I'm really excited. I like the fact that they're doing like comic renditions of Universal monsters. I mean, obviously it's a thing that has happened before, but I just really enjoy it. And I like the fact that, it's getting popular again, I guess. I also am going to dabble in some Red Sonja. I haven't read this yet. I'm starting with issue 4. I think I picked up some of the back issues as well. But because the Conan's so good, and I've also been hearing really good things about that, and I suppose there's a Red Sonja movie in the works. So that is exciting. I've also been reading Buffy the Last Vampire Slayer. If you like Buffy and you wanted to see what they're like when they're all grown up, we've just been getting a lot of Buffyverse stuff. I'll probably do a review on this series, just like I did a review on some of the other books. It's very exciting. I highly enjoy, the fact that we're getting new stuff in Buffy that isn't just a, almost like a remake of the stuff that's already come before it. So yeah, I like new content. I don't always love it when we just when companies just relaunch stuff. Another series I'm getting into, but I haven't read, but I've heard really good things that I picked up, was The Midnight Show. Anything with like movies and monsters, I'm always there. It's kind of like a mash with my two favorite things. You know, I talked about that in Silver Nitrate by Sylvia Moreno. I love that kind of stuff. It's awesome. So I'm excited to read that. I think it's going to be really cool. Yeah, and once again, also not books, but something kind of weird happened. I ended up getting sent some stuff from Sony. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to like do, I guess, a bit of an unboxing and show you. I'll be honest, I don't think the channel's popular enough that I can, like, people just send me stuff. So I'm not really sure, you know, if maybe I just interacted with some of their tweets or something. But they reached out and were like, do you want some Goosebumps merch? And I love Goosebumps and I love free stuff. So of course I said yes. So yeah, I got a box full of like Goosebumps merch from Sony. Usually I would say, you know, don't give your mailing address to people that reach out to you on Instagram, but it definitely worked in my favor at this point. So this just kind of worked out, and it's pretty cool. I have really enjoyed the new show, so, you know, I don't feel bad about, like, showing some of this stuff off or anything like that. I highly recommend that if you like Goosebumps and you haven't seen the new show yet to go check it out. It very much rides the fine line of also being for adults. I mean, Justin Long is in it. If you guys are familiar with Justin Long, you know, he is honestly kind of one of my favorite actors. He's in a lot of stuff that is, I don't know, that I still quote all the time, and he's done stuff with, yeah, anyway, this won't become a movie thing. I do apologize. I'm about to go on a whole, like, Justin Long tangent. And last but not least, because I guess this channel is kind of popular, I also got reached out from Glakusant, which makes these, like, book lights, which I'll be honest, I was a little on the fence about because I've never really thought about it before. But then they sent one. It's rechargeable, and it's pretty cool. I ended up doing like the tri-head one, which does like this, and you can like change the light settings. I like it. I use it for reading in bed at night now. It also like clamps to books, which I think is pretty cool. And because I'm basically a book hoarder at this point, I have a bajillion books in the house. But yeah, it like, you can do this, and this is kind of how I read with it. When I don't want like a bunch of lights and stuff on, I can just do this, and then I read. I know that it's kind of covering words right here. That is not how I usually do it. So yeah, I'm not trying to show you guys a product that I don't use myself. I really enjoy this light. I'm glad they sent it. I think it's really cool, and you know, I've seen some people talk about it and they say they use it for reading in the car. I can't read in the car, but I bet you it does work really well for that. I like it at night, like when I don't want to disturb anybody else, or if I don't want a bunch of lamps on, you know, or if I just want to like also kind of use it as a bookmark, which I know people are going to be like, but yeah, I'll just kind of do it like this and then fold it down. Yeah, I like this a lot. I know some people are a lot nicer to their books than I am. But I also tend to not buy a lot of brand new books. Most of my books are super used, and then I pass them on when I'm done reading them. So yeah, that's kind of my end of Halloween book / comic book / merch haul. You'll probably hear me talk about some of these a lot more. You know, if you've tried it out and had any issues, definitely let me know. I'm very interested in it. I like it a lot so far. I've been letting my friends use it, and they like it. You're definitely going to see some promo codes pop up in a lot of my videos now, or probably not in the videos, but definitely down below. So if you are interested in these, please do use the product code. That would be awesome. Also, if you've read in those comic series or suggest any other comic series or book series, especially ones based on vampires that you think I should check out, you know, I did not do a really great job of reading a lot of horror in October, because I ended up getting hit with kind of like a move and some other stuff. And yeah, I'm still very much in a horror mindset, which I definitely thought I'd be reading a lot more fantasy in November. And really outside of some sword and sorcery, I guess I'm really not. So yeah, if you guys got any more horror recommendations, let me know below. And also just other comic series for me to check out. I'm always looking for new sword and sorcery series and new horror series especially. And let me know if you're enjoying, if you would like to see me do some comic book reviews. You know, I've talked about, like, I'm definitely going to do the Conan reviews on here of that series because I think that series needs all the love it can get. I want more sword and sorcery stuff. You know, everyone seems super excited about it right now, but I want, you know, I want to stay on I want the hype train to keep going. We're supposed to be getting Savage Sword of Conan coming out. We're getting a Red Sonja movie. I don't want it to stop. So yeah, if you guys want to see me talk about comics and stuff, definitely let me know. Or if that's something you don't want to see on the channel, also let me know. A lot of you guys have stayed with me since the beginning, and I want to be respectful of that. I love the fact that this channel is growing. I guess to the point that I'm getting free stuff. So that's really awesome. And I'm always just looking for ways to make new and exciting content, especially since it seems like just straight up book reviews aren't performing that well on the channel or on YouTube, to be honest, anymore. I guess we are getting kind of into the weeds at this point. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, as always, please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.